Hello viewers, I'm Wayne and welcome back to another Arsenal video on the Wayne's World channel. I hope you're enjoying the start to your week. I hope you're still doing safe and well wherever you might be. Now it's been a few days since I last posted to the channel previewing the Chelsea game and welcoming Ben White, and there's been a lot of news concerning Arsenal in the last few days. So for today's episode we'll be talking about Granit Xhaka and his new contract. What does that mean for us moving forward? Tammy Abraham reportedly being as interested in us as we seem to be in him. Updates on the situations around James Maddison and Lautaro Martinez. Could we be seeing them both at the Emirates this summer? Some new updates surrounding potential outgoings for the club this summer. The latest on Thomas Partey's injury news. And Arsenal have welcomed a new under-23s head coach. Now if you are enjoying the content or you're new to the channel, feel free to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. I'll greatly appreciate it. Now let's jump straight into the news. Now in the last video, we spoke about the possibility of Granit Xhaka receiving a new contract, and I even floated around the idea that maybe it was a negotiation tactic to get Roma to come in with some more money. However, that doesn't seem to be the case, with both The Athletic and James Benge reporting that Arsenal's contract extension is imminent. Now that seems to be a huge turnaround for the 28-year-old midfielder who seemed destined to leave this summer to Roma. But as we saw during Xhaka's celebration following his goal against Chelsea last Sunday, the club still clearly means something to him. And Mikel Arteta has gone on record numerous times talking about how much of a fan he is of Xhaka. As I mentioned in my last video, I thought that this summer would be the perfect time to cut ties with a number of this first team squad, given the problems we had last season finishing 8th. And given reported interest to other midfielders such as Ruben Neves and Locatelli, I thought Granit Xhaka was certain to go this summer. However, once this contract is made official, we could see Xhaka with us for the next 4 years. What that means for our other midfield targets for this summer remains to be seen. Moving on to transfer stories now, and Football London's chief Arsenal reporter Chris Wheatley has said the following. Arsenal have proposed a player plus cash deal for Leicester midfielder James Maddison. I'm told negotiations are very slow and like a game of chess, but the player is keen on a move to North London. Now, James Maddison has seemingly been our #1 target for the majority of this summer, and to hear that we're starting negotiations is a positive. Whether Leicester would like to take any of our players as part of the deal remains to be seen, but players such as Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Reece Nelson are considered some of the favourites to be offered. Now, I'll be open and honest about it, I'm a huge fan of James Maddison, and that will be a really exciting signing for the Arsenal. Bringing him in as that creative midfield player who can also score as well as play make is something that we've been missing for ages, so hopefully this is a deal that can get done. Now, following his game-winning goal against Arsenal on Sunday, news about Tammy Abraham ramped up. First we saw some footage of what looked like a cheeky smile between Abraham and Arteta post-game. Later that evening, sources out of West Ham claimed that Tammy Abraham only has his eyes set on a move to Arsenal. Now, our interest in the striker has been well documented, and given our problems finishing chances last year, I'm not surprised that we're looking to sign a new one this summer. It's seemingly between Lautaro Martinez or Tammy Abraham, so you let me know in the comment section down below which one you'd prefer out of the two. Speaking of Lautaro, our reported interest now may have taken an interesting twist thanks to Chelsea. The Telegraph reported Inter would rather sell Arsenal target Lautaro Martinez over Romelu Lukaku, but so far Chelsea are the only club with an offer on the table. Recent news regarding Lukaku, broke by Mr. Here We Go himself, Fabrizio Romano, says Chelsea are preparing a new bid to sign Romelu Lukaku. Proposal expected around 120 to 130 million euros. Now, I personally don't think Inter are going to let both of their first team strikers go. I know they're desperate for money, but that still seems a little bit excessive to me. So if we are wanting Martinez, we're going to have to move pretty quickly, because Chelsea seem to have got a step ahead of us in their interest for Lukaku. That could be good news for those who are fans of Tammy Abraham, because obviously if Lukaku goes to Chelsea, the likelihood means that Tammy Abraham's going to leave. If I had my choice, I'd prefer Lautaro Martinez. I just think he's the better all-round player. But we'll see what happens in the coming days for the transfer window. Arsenal have seemingly received little interest in terms of outgoings, but that could change in the near future, as reports from Turkey have said that Fenerbahce want both Cedric and Kolasinac from Arsenal. In terms of Kolasinac, I'm certainly not surprised he's likely to leave. He spent the end of last season out on loan at Schalke, who were then relegated, and we have since brought in Nuno Tavares as the backup left back to Kieran Tierney. Moving on to Cedric, I'm a little bit more surprised that we're potentially listening to offers for him, since all of the news this summer has been about Hector Bellerin potentially leaving to Inter Milan. It's looking ever more likely that Callum Chambers is going to start the season as our first choice right back, but given all of the interest in Hector Bellerin, I'd be surprised if he doesn't leave at least on loan. What that means for Cedric remains to be seen. I personally think he'll stay as a backup to Callum Chambers. Moving on to a bit of good news now, and it seems that the injury sustained on Sunday by Thomas Partey is not as serious as it once was feared. Charles Watts reported the latest on Thomas Partey over on goal.com. He'll visit a specialist this week and looks certain to miss a few weeks, but early signs are not as bad as it could have been. Now, being at the game on Sunday, there was a collective sigh when Thomas Partey went down because we all feared the worst instantly. But it's great to hear that Partey will only be out for a couple of weeks rather than the first feared few months. Following a really positive pre-season, it was hopeful that Partey would kick on and start the season well for the Arsenal. So we're sending you all the well wishes. Get well soon, Thomas. We hope to see you back on the pitch soon. And finally, to round out this episode, Arsenal have welcomed 2 new members to their backroom staff. First is Simon Murphy, who has joined Arsenal as senior first-team physiotherapist. He previously worked at Leicester. So fingers crossed, he's not the only person we bring in from Leicester this summer. And after taking the decision to replace Steve Bold following a poor season with the under-23s, Arsenal have hired new head coach Kevin Betsy for the job. Welcome to the Arsenal to the both of them. On the under-23 side of things, I'm really excited for the season ahead. So hopefully Kevin can get us playing some exciting football, particularly on the attacking end where we have a lot of top prospects this season. Per Mertesacker has done a really good job since taking over as the academy manager, so fingers crossed this proves to be a great decision. So that just about rounds out the news for Arsenal over the recent days. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed. As I mentioned earlier, if you are enjoying the content or if you are new to the channel, feel free to hit either of those like or subscribe buttons down below. We will be trying our best to bring you regular Arsenal content throughout the season, Football Manager content as well, or anything that you might be interested in me doing, whether it's some reaction videos to some players that are linked to Arsenal. Let me know in the comment section. And if you haven't already, feel free to follow my Twitter or come join me over on Twitch. We go live from time to time with a variety of games. Both of those links are in the description down below. In the meantime, stay safe out there, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.